All right, y'all. So the more I learn about this situation in Stockton, the more sick I get. That's just the truth. The mother who hosted the birthday party for her daughter, 2 years old, they shot up a 2-year-old's birthday party. She spoke out for the first time. She was interviewed. I want to talk to you about what she said. We're also learning more about the victims, one of which is on the screen right now. His father recounted his final moments and said that he doesn't understand why God would allow this to happen. I also want to get into a couple other clips as well. Let's start right here.
Sorry to all the mothers and children out there. If I could do anything to prevent this, I would. I threw a birthday party for my little daughter. She actually turned 2, and I just wanted all my family to come together, and an incident happened. Everybody's getting together around and just start cutting the cake, and all we heard was gunshots, and everybody just fell to the ground. It was just unexpected. I don't even know what was going on. Everybody was inside. It was just a misunderstanding. I actually thought it was my balloons popping. It was gunshots. I don't know what happened. I'm lost of words. I'm speechless, and I just want to say I'm sorry to all the mothers out there that lost their kids. And this is why it's really hurting me, because I see youth all day. I see kids all day. I'm a mother of 3. So for me to see kids on the floor and just bleeding and I can't help them, and I help people that I help the youth at my job, it was hurting me not to help them on the floor. Try not to be in public all the time with your kids, because anything can happen and bullet does not have a name. I believe that if you guys ever have a birthday party, just have a birthday party indoors and don't be outside.
Man, somebody in the comments said, the fact that she feels guilty for throwing a B-Day party is so sad. America needs to do better, man. Parents should not live in fear like this. It's really just the actions of certain adult men who are still entangled in this gang culture, who think that, this gang life is above all. It's really those individuals who need to do better. It's really those individuals who need to have a better perspective, a deeper perspective, and an understanding of the value of life. Because at this point in time, they don't value life. They don't value their own life. So how could they value the life of somebody else? That's the real problem. And I don't really know what the solution is to fix that, because it's at this point, the violence is going to continue, because I don't see how they're going to let this slide. I don't see how there's not going to be a retaliation to what happened. Assuming that the speculation is correct in terms of the gang involvement in this shooting, which makes a lot of sense. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm, a gang investigator, but I've been listening to a lot of different reports. I've been reading a lot of different stuff, and that's what it appears to be, although at this point it's all speculation. But assuming that's true, I don't see how this stops anytime soon. I pray that it does, but I just don't see how it stops anytime soon. Father recounts final moments of a son killed in Stockton birthday party.
Remembers the day their child is born.
He was just like the perfect gift from God.
But this father, Patrick Peterson, is now burdened to live with the day his son died.
All I can see is my son crawling on the ground and me trying to resuscitate him.
At just 14, Amari Peterson took his last breath.
He had one bullet hole right above his heart.
Amari and his family, a few of the dozens on Saturday who were just trying to celebrate the birthday of a 2-year-old.
I just heard gunshots, and then the shooter came in, and he came in. I turned my back and I looked at him, and then I just started seeing him shoot. Just sit down.
Patrick's daughter was grazed, and in the panic before he could even react,
everybody running off, and then my son is just sitting there, just crawling, trying to get up. So I got my baby. I had to hop back over the counter, and I'm trying to see what's going on with him. I'm trying to give him CPR and the bullet, and he just got blood coming out his face, and it's just something that a father should never have to go through.
What no one should ever endure is now on a painful replay.
Every time I get ready to lay down, I'm like laying over my son while he's sitting there breathing, trying to breathe. Every day he would tell me, Dad, I love you. Dad, I appreciate you. Every night, every morning. Every night, every morning, that boy would tell me he loved me.
A loving boy, a gentle soul, a life taken, and a community shaken.
He was loved by like so many people. He loved sports, he loved football, he loved basketball. You know, he ran a little bit of track. But overall, he was just a gentle soul. And I just can't see why God would let something like this happen.
I mean, that wasn't the intention. That wasn't the plan, obviously. From God's standpoint, right? This was never the plan. Sin entering the equation was never the plan. That was the choice that was made by humans. We made the choice to determine for ourselves what was good and what was evil. And from that point on, sin entered into the equation. And now we see the fruit of sin, you know? I can't remember what, there was another video that I did, and I was talking about this. Well, multiple videos, I was talking about this. Just to be completely honest, the worst thing that could possibly happen to us, and I'm not trying to minimize what happened, not at all. I'm actually trying to offer some hope, because the worst thing that could possibly happen to us is to be eternally separated from God. That's why we need to really take our relationship with Jesus Christ serious while we still have time here on earth. And that goes for obviously ourselves, and we have to make sure that our children are on the same page. The most beneficial thing that we can pass along to our children is for them to know God for themselves, is for them to have a relationship with Jesus Christ for themselves, because there is hope, there is life in the name of Jesus Christ. There is. Tragic things are going to happen on this earth all day long. And that's unfortunate. That wasn't God's intention, but that's just the world that we live in today. But the most important thing that we can do is get to know Jesus for ourselves and become the spiritual shepherds of our family. Because you never know when, somebody is going to act upon their emotions and start doing stupid, heinous, evil, wicked things. That's just the world that we live in, unfortunately. I want to play this report.
This time we're hearing from people who were inside the venue and witnessed the horrible shooting, including a father who lost his son.
We also spoke to the mother hosting the birthday party for a 2-year-old. She talks about the scary moments when someone came in and shot several people, including children.
ABC 10's Roxanne Elias joins us live from the scene of the shooting. Roxanne, this must be so traumatic for them. What did the family share with you tonight?
Don't it seem like the news reporters be like forcing it? It just feels disingenuous sometimes, like they be acting or something. Maybe that's not the case, but that's how it just feels sometimes.
Well, Laura, many tears were shed tonight as I sat with the family, listened to them tell me that they are both hurt and sad and angry about all of this. And that is because all of the people who were shot here, they're all family members and close friends who will never get to go home ever again.
They were celebrating life. As they celebrated life, someone came in and took, robbed, destroyed families.
What was supposed to be a joyful celebration for a 2-year-old's birthday party Saturday afternoon quickly turned to terror when someone came into this building in Stockton and fired several shots.
All I heard was gunshots. I didn't see anything. I just fell to the ground with my baby. I tried to hide behind the jumper. That's all I remember.
Patrice Williams was hosting her daughter's birthday, surrounded by mostly family and some friends. She says the shooting happened as they were preparing to cut the cake and end the party. Her grandmother, Teresa Spivey, says she threw the cake table down as soon as she heard the shots and used it as a shield.
All I seen was kids dropping. Somebody fell on the side of me and they was hit. I looked up and I see my granddaughter. I ran and got her, and I just started throwing kids in the back room, putting them up under the table. And I just seen the other kids just dropping to the ground, bleeding.
Spivey's sister, Bernice Bass, arrived at the horrific scene shortly after. She said she could see people carrying out children and people laying on the ground. The family shared this video from inside the building, taken when the family visited the scene the following day.
And the ones that lost their children, I am so sorry. I have 8 of my own. And when I woke up this morning knowing it was Monday morning, you had to get up and get your babies dressed for school. It's 4 parents, sets of parents out there. Couldn't get up, wake their baby up.
We asked the family if they knew of any possible motive, but they tell us they know of none, and it was hard to see who entered the building that night. And it's hard to understand why anyone would want to shoot up a child's birthday party.
I believe they just deserve to rot in jail.
The family now calling for justice.
I want the city to know on today, if you have any idea who pulled up and robbed us, stole from us, and took from us lives, tell it. You're not a snitch, because the person that did it, not a gangster. You lost it if you thought you was.
She said you lost it if you thought you was. I was going to play this video, but I decided not to. I don't know who this guy is, but he was on Instagram Live. I think he's a rapper. He might even be Stockton based. And somebody in the chat was talking about the shooting, and he said, "We condone the shooting." He said, "We condone the shooting." He said, "We didn't do it, but we condone the shooting." And he basically said, you know, that's what happens. If there's an opportunity, then that's what happens. Regardless of who is in the crowd, children, women, elderly, don't really matter. What do y'all think? Get in my comments, like this video. I'm out, y'all.